Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, WinThisOnline.com, and Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for tuning in on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, super. How are you?
Fantastic. You're kind of quiet over there.
I'm not quiet. You made me quiet.
You get quiet, and then you get really loud, then you get quiet. Got a really fun program today. You know what we're going to talk about?
What's that?
I was hoping you knew, because I have no idea.
I have no idea. Was I supposed to prepare?
This giant stack of stuff in front of me. We've got a guy here that was sentenced to 25 days in jail for trying to use Monopoly money to buy some pizza.
Whoa.
That's not good. Also, find out that it's kind of hard to get hugs in China, apparently. And a dude that robbed a convenience store. And, well, we'll tell you all about it. A lot of interesting things. There's some dumb people out there. And as long as the dumb people keep doing dumb things, we will always have a job.
That's right.
Someday, if everybody just wises up, what would we talk about here? There would be nothing to talk about.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
I don't think so either. Well, we do appreciate you listening on a Wednesday. You're tuned in to the John and Heidi Show.
This segment of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy an RV, check it out. And if you want to sell an RV, check it out. Helping connect buyers and sellers at RVWheelator.com.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
I'm not much of a hugger. I don't like hugs.
I love hugs.
You come from a huggy family. I don't.
I hug everybody.
There are some people that I get hugs from because they hug me, and I'm not going to say I don't want a hug.
And even Monty, we saw Monty the other day before church. Did you notice I went right in for a hug, and he was kind of like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay."
He's like, "Whoa, I don't even know you. What's going on here?" Yeah, I'm not much of a hug person, but there are a lot of folks that are. My wife's family, for example, you guys are hug people. That is why I go out, and even if it's in July, I'll go out. We're getting ready to leave. I'm like, I'll go and warm up the car. But it's July. All right, people in China have not really warmed up to a free hug campaign that's aimed at cheering people up. They're supposed to cheer up strangers by hugging them on the street. The tactic has been so strange that some huggers have been hauled away by police for questioning.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. The campaign hit the streets, a number of Chinese cities over the last weekend. This has been like a week ago, not a couple days ago. Participants opening their arms to embrace passersby and brandishing cards saying free hugs and care from strangers. But in one incident, police moved in and took away 4 huggers briefly for questioning, seemingly baffled by their wacky Western-style activities on a busy downtown shopping street in China. They're saying, what is wrong with you people? You can't just hug somebody.
Isn't that sad that you can't just hug somebody without the risk of going to prison?
They don't like hugs. So much so, they built a wall around their country.
That's not why they built that wall.
They were like, hey, we don't want hugs from you outside people. Stay away from us. Mm-hmm. Stay on your side of the wall and don't hug me. That's what they did. So that's a true story from China.
I love hugs.
Now,
and I would give people hugs.
I want to make sure I set the record
Strangers.
Straight. The wall wasn't really built to keep hugs out. I just want to
of course not.
Well,
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
Want somebody hearing that and then they get
flunking a class at school.
Or they'd be sitting at the water cooler later today and say, I don't know if you knew this, but they built a Great Wall of China to keep huggers out. What? No, I think it was something to do with the Mongolians. Pretty sure you're wrong. It was huggers. Heard John talking about it. All right, it is a Wednesday edition of the John and Heidi Show, and we appreciate you tuning in.
This portion of the program is brought to you by WinThisOnline.com. If you have stuff you'd like to give away, do it for free. Check out the website WinThisOnline.com. It's also free to win stuff. Register today for your free account at WinThisOnline.com.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
I hardly ever carry cash anymore.
I never
have a
cash.
debit card.
I should, because there are so many times I go somewhere and it's like $1.15. I'm like,
well,
do you take plastic?
I never have that problem. Because while I'm at the checkout counter waiting, even if it was supposed to be $1, I'm like, ooh, I need some of these. And, ooh, wow, I like this. I should get some gum. I like mints, too. You guys have a beverage thing here?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's...
I don't do that. And as I'm paying, I'm always like, I really should start carrying some cash.
Well, I don't carry a lot of cash because I just don't. I use a debit card all the time, but I still know what money looks like.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what money looks like?
I absolutely know what money looks like.
How would anybody not?
I have a faint recollection.
How would anybody not know what money looks like? But a man in Denmark was sentenced to 25 days in jail when he was trying to buy some pizza with some fake money. It's from the game of Monopoly. They made the banknotes for the game of Monopoly. The 57-year-old said he rented 2 color photocopiers to make some extra fake money for the game. Wink, wink. He said he had simply made a mistake when he tried to pay for the pizza and ice cream with an $80 bill. Really? An $80 bill?
Maybe they have an $80 bill in Denmark.
Which president is on the $80 bill again?
He was in Denmark.
I was trying to think of a president from a movie. What's the name of the guy from Independence Day? President?
I don't even remember.
See, if I was really smart, I would prepare for these jokes. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really that smart. But anyway, he had, it says here, the court hearing said that he had been carrying over $9,000 worth of forged notes when he was arrested.
You never know when an impromptu game of Monopoly is going to break out, so you want to be prepared.
Following another rule from the game of Monopoly, he went directly to jail. Do not collect $200 in fake notes. So, yeah, sure, it's from a Monopoly game. I made some extra money for my kids and their grandkids and the neighborhood kids. In case we had like 950 kids that wanted to play Monopoly all at once, had to have plenty of cash. It's like the Federal Reserve. It's like you're just printing money. Oh, wait, I guess they do that for real. All right. Thanks for listening on a Wednesday. It's the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program brought to you by DirecTV. Sign up today at 1-800-259-7646. That's 1-800-259-7646.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
I've heard of them. They're famous. That's right, Mike. They are.
Soon after Robert Everett Benson robbed a convenience store, a call came into 911 pinning the crook for the crime. Police had no reason to doubt their caller since it came from Robert himself. He's the one that called 911.
Okay.
You're awfully quiet over there.
I was just thinking what a cool name that is.
What's that?
Robert Everett Benson.
That is a cool name.
Sounds very prestigious.
Yeah, well,
I really didn't hear much of the rest you had to say because I was thinking, that's a really cool name.
Okay, here's what I'll say. This is what's attached to that name. He robbed a convenience store.
Okay.
Then he called 911 on himself.
Why did he call on himself?
Well, that's
what did
the rest.
He say?
What did he say?
Yeah, he just said, I robbed a convenience store?
Well, listen to this. Authorities say a sobbing Benson called police to report that he had robbed the Meeting Street Express convenience store in Lancaster, South Carolina. They might call it Lancaster. Some places call it Lancaster. I don't know.
Lancaster.
That place. A clerk at the store said a man came in to buy some gum. Then he reached over the counter and grabbed a $50 bill from the register and fled. And left.
Fled.
He was fleeing. It says before fleeing. So then he fleeted away.
Fleed.
We are professionals.
Oh,
2 hours later, Sheriff Dispatcher received a call from Benson, who was crying, and he kept stating that he had just robbed a store. He was arrested at another convenience store where authorities say he used a payphone to turn himself in. He sure made the whole thing easy on the police. Apparently, that's why they call them convenience stores. I don't know, but
well,
I think that's
nice to turn himself in.
Before I even
and
told
he didn't
you,
harm anybody. I mean, you just kind of reached over the counter and grabbed it and ran away.
So before we even said anything about it, you said what a cool name Robert Everett Benson has, and now I agree with you because he did a cool thing.
Yeah,
he did a dumb thing first.
Well, yeah,
but then he did do the right thing in the long run,
and immediately did the right thing, which is awesome.
Wow,
yeah.
There you go. We read a story the other day about a guy that had stolen since 1991 $900,000.
Yeah,
and he did the right thing eventually. It took him since 1991 to do it.
It took him a long time, but he did it, which is huge.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you tuning in. You're listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by We Need Sponsors.
Hey, wait a minute. All right, I'll let you finish.
If my husband would go out and sell some advertising, I would have something to read here. Again, this portion of the program is brought to you by We Need Some Freaking Sponsors.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Time now for the scoop of the day. I've got way too much stuff printed here. Look at all this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to any of this. Why did I print so much stuff today?
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to just give you some headlines. We'll make up the stories. How's that sound? These are true stories. Cat survives shock from a 25-foot fall from a power pole.
Oh.
This happened in Oregon. The owner of a 17-pound, that's a pretty good size
17-pound cat?
named Liam, says he used up all 9 lives, went out for a little bit of a walk on a power pole, and he fell 25 feet.
Wow, that's
crazy.
Big cat.
Was sitting on top of a transformer at the top of the pole and fell. Landed on her feet. They can see the imprints in the ground where she landed.
I guess so.
All right. That is really kind of an interesting story. How about this? Former TV pitchman will go on trial in owl harassment case.
He was harassing owls.
Yeah. A plea deal from a former TV pitchman in Utah accused of kicking a barn owl in flight while riding a motorized paraglider. A motorized paraglider, and he kicked an owl.
On purpose?
I shouldn't laugh at these things.
Maybe not on purpose.
There's 2 stories in a row where animals were hurt and we were laughing. It's not because of the animals getting hurt. It's just ridiculous that there are people out there that do stuff like that. Then on Thursday, he refused to admit to a crime, and he said, "I'm not going to admit to a crime that makes me look like an evil, horrible person." There you go. Now in Des Moines,
maybe don't do those things, and then you don't have to worry. But maybe he didn't do it. Maybe it was like hang gliding, and the thing got in his path, and he didn't mean to kick it.
And I can tell you, if I were dangling in midair and something came towards me, my first reflex would be
to get it out of the way.
Get away from me. What's going on? Like he was going to attack you. I don't know. It's probably not like he was, aiming for the little owl. I don't know. Another story here from Des Moines, Iowa. I'm just teasing. It's Des Moines. A man reports stolen bag of dog poop. Not even kidding. I think we read
this one.
Police say somebody attempted to steal a truck parked outside of a Des Moines home.
He had dog poop in the back.
Took a bag of poop. Yeah, did we read that?
Yeah, we did.
That was a couple weeks back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, I've had all this stuff laying here for so long. I can't. I printed way too much stuff. How about this one over here? Police say $70,000 in bull semen was stolen from a farm in Minnesota.
No, we did not read that.
You sure?
We did not read that one.
You might have just glazed over it, but you sure we didn't read this?
I am positive we did not read this one.
Police are investigating the theft of about $70,000 worth of bull semen. How much is that? Is that a tanker truck? Or is that a syringe?
Tell you.
They say it was from a farm in southern Minnesota in Mower County. The sheriff there.
What is wrong with the Midwest? It's got trucks full of dog poop and bull semen, and people are stealing it?
Say a man says a Leroy man reported Tuesday that a storage canister with vials of bull semen was taken from his farm. So there you go. And this is also from like a week and a half, a couple weeks ago, whenever it was. Another quick story here. A man indicted for robbing the same Ohio bank after he got out of prison. I do remember this from a couple weeks ago. This was a guy that got out of prison. He had been in there for a while, since 1999. When he got out, he robbed the same bank again. What an idiot.
Oh, hey, he did it once.
It's like, I've been thinking about the last...
here's what I
did
99,
wrong. I know what I did wrong. Wait a minute. What's all this high-tech camera stuff you guys got now? Haven't had all those things. What's this internet thing you have? All right. So that is going to probably do it for those stories, but we will end right here. A juror at a trial in England was discharged after his fellow jurors complained that he had fleas.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be sequestered with somebody with fleas.
The jury at Liverpool Crown Court refused to continue sitting with a man who had a very long beard, claiming that he had fleas and they had seen things jumping on him. The judge told the man he was being discharged for personal reasons. So, if you want to get out of jury duty, all you need is fleas.
I don't want to get out of jury duty that bad. There's no way I would infest myself.
I would just wear one of those white collars. Pretend like you have fleas. You're scratching.
I might just tell people I have crabs and see if they let me go. You're not going to make me prove that one.
That's a whole different... That's a whole different claim. But I think if you wear one of the white flea collars and say, I got a bad case of fleas. I had a doctor's appointment, but now I'm here with you folks. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, I'm contagious till Thursday, so we're good. Can I drink out of your water? All right. And a bizarre law. I'm going to try to add one of these every day to our scoop of the day because it's like the cherry on top.
All right.
In Whitehall, Montana, it is illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels.
Why would you?
It's a big problem in Montana, apparently.
Apparently.
I'm not sure why, but it is illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels.
I will be sure to remove mine when I go to Montana.
White's got some new ice picks. I'm just going to avoid Montana. Look what you're doing, Montana. You're missing out on all the ice pick business. Going to drive around your state. All right, this has been your Scoop of the Day. You're listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program brought to you by BillionAuto.com. If you're looking to buy a car, they have a bunch of them. Maybe a billion. No guarantees on that. But I will guarantee you'll find a lot of cars at BillionAuto.com.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
I'm all for, taking care of the environment and, saving the planet, doing my part and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But some of this stuff goes a little too far, I think.
Agreed.
The Green Movement is claiming that diaper-free babies will help save the planet. That's what they're saying. No diapers on babies at all. They say disposable diapers create landfill waste. But while washing cloth diapers, that pollutes the water. So what's their solution? Their retro, cutting-edge, environmental-friendly idea is encouraging moms to let their babies go diaperless and carry a tight-lidded bucket everywhere you go.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Feel like the baby's going to go? You hold them over the bucket and squeeze.
Oh, good Lord.
I made that part up. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. That is a bad idea.
That is disgusting.
You think the laundry uses up a lot of energy cleaning the diapers. How about the carpet cleaners every third day? Yeah. Going to have to steam clean the living room again.
That is insane. No way.
Going to have to steer clear of this
That is not going to catch on. There is no way.
I hope not. Yeah, that's the green movement. Again, talking about going with no diapers.
Brown movement.
That's a good one. I'm going to jot that down. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club.
I use their razors, and I absolutely love them. And if you would like to try some razors and get a little special discount and get me a little extra credit, check out dollarshaveclub.com/BigJohnSmall. I love their razors. I use them all the time.
I've tried to use them. He won't let me touch them.
Yeah, leave my razors alone. Get your own razors. They're dirt cheap. Go check them out. dollarshaveclub.com/BigJohnSmall, and you're going to absolutely love them.
Again, this portion of the program brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
I've heard of them. They're famous. That's right, Mike. They are.
Today's a very special day, Heidi. You know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, today is Wednesday, the 6th of May, and I don't have nearly as much stuff today because all of the pages that I printed over here ran out of paper, so all I have is this one. It's Beverage Day.
All right.
That's not nearly as exciting as the last couple days. Now, if I had the other page, I'm sure it has
what kind of a beverage day?
Whatever beverage
Alcoholic
you happen to
beverage
have.
Day?
Sure.
Can I have that for breakfast?
If you want to. I'm sure that there's probably some Star Wars Day today as well. They were trying to get the whole week.
We're not. I wouldn't even get it anyway.
May the 4th be with you. Then yesterday was Revenge of the 5th.
It was the most ridiculous thing ever.
What is it today? I don't know. I'm sure there's something. All right. That is going to do it for your special day. So get out there and celebrate with a beverage. Heidi's already doing it. Look at that. You are good. Thanks for tuning in. It's a Wednesday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
This segment of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy an RV, check it out. And if you want to sell an RV, check it out. Helping connect buyers and sellers at RVWheelator.com.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Interesting story right here. When he broke into the home of a 75-year-old retiree identified only as Annika D., the guy likely thought it was going to be easy money. When the crook attacked Annika, who happens to be a female, by the way, Annika yelled for help, but nobody came, so she took matters into her own hands. She used some karate moves that she picked up from a self-defense TV show. Yeah.
Whoa.
Annika immobilized her attacker and then called the police, who arrested the man. Again, she's 75, and he went to jail. And I guarantee you he got picked on for a long time after that.
That is awesome.
That is very awesome.
She picked up some TV.
Yeah, she watched a little TV program. That's why I like to, I learn a lot of stuff on TV. I feel like, when I watch these shows, I feel like I could do a lot of the stuff they do. So, I'll watch Bar Rescue, and how many times have I said, we should start a bar?
Oh, all the time.
I got all these ideas. Got this great, John Taffer gave me all these great ideas. I'm like, we should start a bar. And Heidi says, we are not starting a bar.
We're not starting a bar.
I said, but you would be my best customer. That probably wouldn't be good either.
No.
But, you watch a food show and they make a certain dish and you go, oh, that looks pretty easy. And then you try to cook it and it turns out terrible. One of my favorite things on social media are these photos of where somebody made something and then they tried to copy it and they put up the picture where they completely blew it and it says nailed it. Those are just hilarious. Those are some of my favorite images on social media. My wife right now is not even paying attention to me.
Sorry.
Did you hear any of what I just said?
Some of it.
What was I talking about?
I don't know.
Are you playing a game over there?
No, I was reading about a sick boy in hospice in Storm Lake, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm sorry.
Do you want to share or do you want to
turn that off now?
All right. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. Then we're going to talk about in-studio behavior. That's on the way. We'll do that off the air. Thanks for listening to a Wednesday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by WinThisOnline.com. If you have stuff you'd like to give away, do it for free. Check out the website WinThisOnline.com. It's also free to win stuff. Register today for your free account at winthisonline.com.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Police in Amsterdam, that's in the Netherlands, Heidi.
I have been to Amsterdam.
Not in the nether regions, it's in the Netherlands.
I have been to Amsterdam.
They are sick and tired of cell phone thefts. They launched a new weapon against the culprits. You know what it is?
What's that?
As soon as the thefts are
The
reported,
corded wall phone.
No. We thwarted them with 1982. No. As soon as thefts are reported, stolen phones are sent a short message system text. I don't know all this fancy newfangled stuff. Every 3 minutes, noting this device is pinched. Purchase or sale is an offense. The signing of the note, the police. So they send text messages every 3 minutes to the device. So if they're trying to sell it, they say it's pinched. Why not stolen? Is that a word?
That must mean the same thing.
I went to Amsterdam and pinched some things.
Amsterdam.
That's where it was. A spokesperson admitted the idea is to drive the thieves mad and make the phones virtually unusable. So that's one way of doing it. We should do that to our daughter's phone. This phone has been pinched. She'd be like, what do you guys keep sending that to me for? And why do you keep signing at the police? All right. Thank you so much for listening. It is a Wednesday. You're tuned in to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program brought to you by DirecTV. Sign up today at 1-800-259-7646. That's 1-800-259-7646.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
We've been hearing a lot in the news in the good old US of A about our police force. And I want to just say right now, I'm going to go on record and say hats off to the men and women who wear a badge. They put their lives on the line every single day to make sure that you have the freedoms to do the things that you do. Imagine a lawless society. It would be bad.
It would be bad.
It would be really bad.
Although I think we may have too many laws, but it's still their job to enforce the laws that our politicians create, and they're doing the very best that they can, and I really feel like they're getting a bad rap right now.
Oh, definitely. Now, we're going to talk about some police officers here, but not from the good old US of A. We're going to talk about a different police problem that's going on, and I don't think we have a police problem. When you have millions of, well, I don't know if it's millions, hundreds of thousands of officers, and there's a couple people that did something dumb. Don't blame it on everybody.
In every career, there are bad people. I mean, there just are.
You know, Heidi, there are some radio people that aren't good folk.
I know.
We might be two of them. I don't know.
We might be.
So, I hope not. But this is a different police issue that's going on from the northern Philippines. They have a big problem with their police department.
Okay.
An overweight problem. Overweight police are a big problem in the northern Philippines, and those officers who've had a couple too many donuts, wink, wink, have been ordered to climb Mount Pinatubo. It's a volcano. They're supposed to climb it once a month as a part of a physical fitness campaign. If their waist is over 34 inches, I'm in trouble.
Whoa.
They're required to make the climb beginning the first week of April. Oh, this is apparently an old story. And do it once a month after that. The 2-hour trek to Pinatubo's peak is a very popular activity for tourists. So now they'll be seeing some officers hiking their way up and down. It's kind of interesting. I don't know.
34 inches is overweight?
According to the folks in the Philippines.
Yikes.
So I've been overweight since I was, 7 years old. Maybe not quite that bad. And hey, while we got it, I got a strange law here. I'm going to share this as well. The state of Kansas prohibits shooting rabbits from a motorboat. What?
What are rabbits doing in the water?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, what are they doing in a motorboat? Shooting rabbits in a motorboat. Zooming by. Get back here, rabbits. It's my motorboat.
No, I mean, if you're on a motorboat, where are you going to shoot rabbits?
Well, you'd be parked and you shoot them on the shore, I'm assuming.
That's a very bad idea. That shouldn't even need to be a law. That's common sense.
Maybe just discharging a firearm from a motorboat would be enough, but they have to put the rabbits in there.
Well, and towards land from a motorboat. There could be people.
Missed the rabbit, but I got your dog. I don't know. That is a bizarre law from the state of Kansas.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program brought to you by BillionAuto.com. If you're looking to buy a car, they have a bunch of them. Maybe a billion. No guarantees on that. But I will guarantee you'll find a lot of cars at BillionAuto.com.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Federal officials in Arizona say a man was taken into custody when Customs and Border Protection officers found 90 pounds of marijuana hidden in the 6 frames of 6 large paintings in his vehicle.
Yikes.
So he had some beautiful artwork in there and a little bit of Mary Jane tucked in with it. That's not a good idea. Officers selected the man's vehicle for a routine inspection at the border crossing in Douglas, Arizona, and their dogs showed an interest in the paintings. Maybe they were dogs playing poker. Do you think? Why not? An X-ray revealed the marijuana in the frames. The agency says the paintings were professionally done and the frames were nicely constructed. The man was turned over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and he's got a gig doing some framing for them, I think. He said, I didn't do it, officers. I was framed. I was trying to figure out how to squeeze that in. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I'm a dork. You all know that. If you listen to this program, you know that. Got some more fun stuff coming your way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club.
I use their razors, and I absolutely love them. And if you would like to try some razors and get a little special discount and get me a little extra credit, check out dollarshaveclub.com/BigJohnSmall. I love their razors. I use them all the time.
I've tried to use them. He won't let me touch them.
Yeah, leave my razors alone. Get your own razors. They're dirt cheap. Go check them out. dollarshaveclub.com/BigJohnSmall, and you're going to absolutely love them.
Again, this portion of the program brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club.
You're listening to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
I've heard of them. They're famous. That's right, Mike. They are.
When is your dad's birthday?
May 7th.
So that is this Thursday. So it's tomorrow. His birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got an idea for a birthday gift.
Okay.
All right. Brothers Travis and Nick Peterson have designed a truly evil musical birthday card.
I read about this.
Once it starts playing, it won't stop for at least 3 hours.
That's fantastic.
The brothers are funding the hilarious idea on Kickstarter. Hilarious idea? I don't know if that's hilarious.
I think it's funny.
They've raised more than their original $7,500 goal, so these are going to be hitting the market fairly soon. And this story is probably at least 2 weeks old, so they might even be out already. But that would be so annoying.
Oh, it would be awful. You couldn't, there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to run.
Oh, there's something you can do about it, all right.
You would have to rip the card apart and bust the little mechanism on the inside. You would have to.
Or just throw the thing away.
And then your garbage would be singing for 3 hours. No
I'm
matter
not saying
what,
in your
it's
garbage.
sing.
I'm saying
In a neighbor's garbage.
no. I would go to Starbucks
And throw it away inside the restaurant.
I'm craving a tasty beverage right about now. Now put this right in this canister. No, I don't know if I'd take it to there, but I'd take it somewhere and then sit back and watch as the hilarity ensues. Where is that coming from? There was an episode of Monk. Remember that TV show?
Yes.
I loved that show. There was an
I did
episode
too.
of Monk.
I missed that.
Where he got a birthday card that had a little noise to it like that.
Maybe that's where they got the idea.
Could have been. They watched that and are like, hey, we should come up with a card. I don't know why I always do that. That's like the weirdest voice. Like anybody talks that way. We should come up with a card. I don't really talk that way. You know, we should probably quit talking. It's time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. We appreciate you tuning in. Now, if you would like to stick around and maybe catch some more, we don't get time on the radio for this, but you can listen to the podcast. If you'd like to hear the podcast, go to facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Can you believe John and Heidi was already taken?
I'm not surprised.
I don't know who they are.
Awesome names.
We should send them a message.
We should.
Have them as a guest on the program. But we are John and Heidi Show on Facebook. So go check that out and follow the podcast.
Because we have an extra break on there.
Yes, there's a break that you don't get to hear on the radio. But if you go there, you know, the stuff you've been hearing for the last 4 hours, it's more of that.
The hidden break.
It's more of that. And it's, I'm not going to lie, it's probably not my best stuff. It's not really worth listening to. If you are listening to the podcast right now, you click the button now and go away. All right.
Gosh.
Thank you so much for listening. It is the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. All right. For those of you who stuck around for the extra break, are you in for some treats here? This story is actually from a couple weeks ago as well. I was tidying up. Can you tell?
I can tell.
Cleaning up my stuff here. A New Jersey man says rapper DMX robbed him. What?
First of all, who's DMX?
He's a rapper.
I heard
apparently robs people.
Does he rap gifts?
No, not a gift rapper. He is a rap artist of music.
I don't listen to rap.
Of rapper. Victim claims that he spotted the rapper outside a gas station a couple weeks ago. This is when this happened. It was on a Sunday morning. They say the two had a brief conversation about rap music, and during the conversation, DMX from a male from DMX's entourage showed the victim a gun and demanded his money. The man says he pulled out $3,200 from his wallet.
What?
Who carries $3,200?
Oh, BS.
And DMX snatched it out of his hand. Then DMX and his associates jumped into 4 Cadillac Escalades and fled. They had 4 Cadillac Escalades there? Were they going to a parade? What was going on here?
I'm going to call big old BS on this story. First of all,
this has been around a couple of weeks, so if you can tell me that it's bunk for sure, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, how would they have known this guy had that kind of cash on him unless while he was chatting with him, he was bragging about the fact that he had $3,200 in cash on him?
Maybe they were planning on robbing him for like $8, and then they found out, wow,
Like,
where's the
hey,
money?
all right, we hit the jackpot.
We needed some cash for our Cadillac Escalades. We're going to go fill them up.
Yeah, we just had to put gas in these things.
That's enough right there to take care of that.
$3,200 ought to cover it.
I'm going to give you one extra story because I'm trying to clean. I have, how many pages would you say I've had on this desk?
Oh my gosh.
80, 90?
And I share a desk with you now, and
I know.
it drives me
crazy.
It
is getting to me as well. That's where I said today I'm going to just tidy up some of this stuff because you know what? I think I got plenty to talk about. A regional flight operated by Delta Airlines was delayed on a Wednesday. This is like 2 weeks ago. After the plane was backed into a building.
Ooh.
How comfortable would you be flying with a guy in the sky?
Yeah, I think I'd say, can I get on a different plane,
He can't
please?
handle it on the runway. The tail of the plane bonked into a building. It was going from Detroit to Chicago, came in contact with the terminal at the Detroit Metropolitan Airport. There were no injuries at the terminal. I think that's mainly because nobody goes to Detroit. So luckily, this part of the airport was clear. So was the rest of the airport, but these 8 people on the airplane got a little bit of a scare.
Wow.
So there you go. If you're from Detroit, I apologize. Not that I made fun of Detroit. I apologize that you're from Detroit. Ooh, now I'm going to get a call. See, this is a different John that you hear on the podcast. I try to be really
That's awesome.
I try to be really polite and nice on the radio because I feel people deserve
mean and
that.
nasty on the radio.
But we get to have a little bit of fun. I was telling Heidi, because this is not covered by the FCC, we could swear here if we want to. We're not going to. I won't let you, but we could. So I'm just saying it's pretty cool.
We could. And we might.
No, we won't. I'm just because this is a family program, and there are some kids who would listen.
Who would go look up the podcast
Yes.
to listen to our final break?
I think they're more likely to do it than adults. I don't listen.
think so.
Wait, Hank, do you listen to podcasts?
No.
Do I listen to podcasts?
I don't listen to our morning show either.
That's true. But you know who does? Younger people.
No, younger people do not sit
They
around
do.
and listen to our morning.
I'm not saying ours. They listen to other ones. Probably some that are way better than this one. Wow, I feel as though we've really exhausted this final bonus break. Time to say goodbye again, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. We're still trying to figure out exactly how to end this program. So if you have any great ideas, because we have our ending for the radio, but it's this bonus break that just feels weird because we just
How
said
do you
goodbye.
stop?
So here we are. We're done.
Goodbye.
Go away. We're done. Why are you still listening?